Hey, good morning, guys. Goose here, and welcome to STN Stock Talk with Ricky and Goose. Hope everybody's feeling well today. Hopefully, you guys have visited stocktraders.net. You know, we're one of the leading online trading communities. We got free trading rooms there. We got premium, live HD trading. You guys should join us. If you have any questions about what we're talking about, guys, please do me a favor and just pop into the free trading room and send any of us a message. We're always available and happy to help you guys, any of the instructors. And just, feel free to register. There's a link at the bottom of the page there. Also, just to remind you guys, nothing that we're talking about today, we're not trying to solicit you guys regarding trading or what to take or what to do. Trade your own plans and trade your own ideas. But we're just here to give you some ideas for informational purposes and hopefully help you along. We don't try to come up with 20 different things every day. Obviously, we're talking to you guys every single day, so we try to each provide you with 2-3 names, maybe on a busy day 4, but usually it's 2 or 3 names, and look for quality over quantity. I'm going to turn it over to Ricky. Let's see what he has this morning, and I'll be back in a few. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Goose. Thank you very much, and good morning, everybody. Hopefully, everybody had a great Monday. The week's getting going now. We're on Tuesday, and the earnings are still firing off. So there's not a lot of stuff happening in micro land today. So most of my list is focused on earnings. I'm going to start on data. It's gapping up on a slight earnings beat, but it seems like an odd time for the CFO to step down and take a 6-month sabbatical. Regardless, there are technical reasons. I worry about this move much more than the fundamental. If you look at the last few times that this has gapped on earnings, it tends to gap and then have a pretty good sell-off. Let me just show you guys a few of the previous gaps that it's had. So you can see here, gap, it broke. And today, we're breaking over this 52-week high, but it did that back here. Let's see. Actually, these weren't 52-week highs. It was gapping in the levels, but you get the fade, gap, fade. You got a gap and a fade here, but it did rebound later in the day, but you still did have the fade. So I wouldn't really be looking long on data unless it shows the ability to really hold that 82 level. But currently, it's stuffing that 90 area, which is a nice psych round number. So I would be looking to fade this if 90 looks to act as the top. The next thing on the list today is going to be Mattel. They are kind of doing what looks like a mirror image of their last earnings, which was a miss, a break of a key level. And then let's see if we can maximize this one for you guys. So you see that 1450-ish area was where it kind of broke. We got lows of around 1270 and then a push back up. Again, we're breaking that key level 15 and watching down. On this play, what I'll be looking for is a retrace back into this resistance overhead and a nice fade. But if it washes heavy right away early on and wants to come down and test these 52-week lows, I will probably look for an area to get long for a retrace on it. The next thing on the list is PI. And let's see. These guys topped estimates on earnings, but they had to revise their Q1 guidance lower. So I'm looking at this from a technical perspective. The key level is 20. And pull up real quick the pre-market so you can see it. We've already lost that level. We're way, way below it. The problem for this one on me right now is that we're too far off from that 20 level for me to take it. I would need to see a retrace back towards 20, as close to 20 as we can get before I would look to get in short. Last but not least, this one's not an earnings one, but it has been on my watch list for the last few days. That's SFLY, SFLY. Super high short interest. You can see how the shorts have been getting pummeled the last few days. But I really do think that the bulls are kind of running out of steam. I'm hoping to see a nice, strong reject around the key level of 75. It looked like it was going to open weak, but we are getting a little bit of a push back up. We're looking to open right around the close of yesterday. So hoping to see a push into 75 reject, and then we can set up for the short. Other than that, everything else is going to be kind of playing a reactive scan watch. But I'm sure Goose has plenty more on the watch list that I missed, so I'm going to turn it over to him and see what he's got to say.
Hey, thanks, Ricky. Appreciate it. Great job. SFLY, obviously, I'll be watching that one as well. So good. I'm glad you covered that. So guys, there's a ton of names. We talked about it yesterday. I'm going to go over just a couple of them or a few of them. One of them I want to touch on is Overstock. I've gotten a lot of questions about this morning, and I just wanted to visit the what I think are the possibilities on Overstock. So obviously the coin market rallied back a little bit. It's helping things, but this break right here is a big level, this 66.35. This purple line's a 50-day moving average, simple moving average. It traded as low as close to 64 this morning, 64 and a quarter, which you see over here on the 5-minute. So what I'm thinking is two things here. First of all, a snap of this level again. What I would be looking for is maybe a quick move down to 60 for a possible long entry. And then here's another thing I want you guys to watch. I think that it possibly, if it snaps this area, it can be very crowded. So what I want you guys to look for is, maybe a double bottom or something like that around 64, 64 and a half, which you kind of see this area this morning. If it holds that area and wants to do a little turn and the market starts coming back in our favor a little bit, I think you could get a nice squeeze back through that 66.50, 66.70 area, and maybe a push up towards 70. This obviously has a history of squeezing a little people in the past, so don't be surprised. So I think you got both sides of this. If it's really heavy off 60 and does do another push, some midday push or something like that, I'll be looking for a fade off this level. Okay, and that's only if it really stays heavy, wherever it decides it wants to settle in, makes a push back up, and the market's still, red and a little bit heavy. I'll look to fade it off that 50 level, which is like 66 or so, call it. So a couple different trades and ideas that I have on this, but it's definitely going to stay on my montage today and my charts to keep an eye on very closely. Moving along, let me switch over to NVDA for a second. I want to talk about that. So NVIDIA is very interesting. I actually drew some lines earlier on this just for myself. So NVIDIA is coming in a little bit this morning. It's trading at around 236. 236, which is right up in this level here. But what I'm looking for on this is two things. Is first of all, a slow pull here for like a double bottom in this 234 area is a possibility. This retracement about 38%, which is from the move it made as far as the highs go. And as you can see, that's also $20 level, possibly taking a long off that. If for some reason there's some sort of imbalance or anything like that, I always look out for the washes in the morning on the first or second candle, and that's why I want to draw them and make sure so I can buy a quick either a push or a fade first thing in the morning off a imbalance. So just to keep that in mind. If it does happen to push with the market early on, I will look for a possible fade off of this 240 area. Okay, so if it wants to push back up, which is going to be up in right up in here, I'll look for a possible fade, or I'll use some of the pre-market action here as a risk-reward level. So it depends on what the market's doing. So there's a lot of reactive type of trades, like Ricky just said to you guys. But I do want to talk about NVIDIA, and I do want to mention as far as a couple of the levels. If it decides to wash, I think it could be a nice trade for a pop for a couple points on it. So it's definitely on my watch, NVIDIA. Lastly, this is a little bit slower one. The guys that know me know I do a lot of swings and things like that as well. I've had my eye on this for a while. I actually already own some a little bit higher up, and I've been watching this GCAP. It's definitely a slower one. Might not even be, whether you get an intraday out of it or not. But what I'm watching is off the $7 level. This is a 200-day moving average. You could see prior, support around the $7 area. It had this giant move. Obviously, we all probably remember it. It's tried, and it's been really heavy since then. But because it's coming into this 200 and this $7 level, what I'm looking for is a possible turn in the name. If I was to intraday trade it and see a good setup for risk reward and feel like it was there, I would look for probably a quick trade up into the $8 area for that. But I'm also considering adding to my swing position on it. But I just want to mention this name. It's worth keeping an eye on and worth diving into maybe from a fundamental side if you guys want, like those type of things. So just want to throw a little odd one at you as well. I am watching it. It's not something I'm running out and buying. I'm going to watch the action, look at a risk reward for an intraday, or if it washes down a little closer to 7, I might throw a little bit more into my swing. But I think you have pretty defined risk as far as for a swing position or something like that. Let me look at 678 is this level right here. I'll drag it over a little bit more for you. So even as low as this, which is right on the 200-day. So you could really, use 675 or 670 as a guide. And I think that's pretty decent to see a turn in the name to possibly push back up on 850 or 9 or something like that on a nice turn in the name. So keep an eye on that one as well. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to turn it back over to Ricky. Listen, there's tons of stuff out there, guys. So hopefully you guys are being patient and don't get overwhelmed. Everybody's overwhelmed during the earnings season when you got 15 different things moving. The market's down, up or down 200. Everybody feels that. Just take a deep breath. Be very patient today. Let the setups come. All you need is one or two real good winners that you could size into accordingly that hit your setup. So be very patient today, guys. Let's have a great day, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Ricky, let's see. I'll leave it up to you.
Thanks a lot, Goose. He's very, very right, guys. It's all about patience and quality. Don't need to have 30 names. We just did 7 names in about 10 minutes. You guys need more ideas. You know where to find us. StockTraders.net. Let's crush it. Everybody have a good day. Peace.